Here we are. You can open your eyes if they've been closed, and we'll get started with a meditation. As I mentioned to you earlier, we have a, a, I would say, a confluence of rivers of information and energy today. There always is one in your body, in the world. But today there's certain celebrations that I find we can tap into, that I find important. Two of which we're not going to meditate with today, but I want to just acknowledge them. The first is this new year of the wood snake, and it's a whole new year. Many people in the Western world celebrate a new year January 1st, but this new year is celebrated in the Eastern countries and the Far East, and it's the year of the wood snake. And this snake, if you can imagine, sheds what no longer serves it, sheds what is outdated and was constrictive. And so there's an element of shedding and be born into a new skin. So this is the year of the wood snake. And so we're going to remember that as we move um, through this meditation. Also, it's actually the new moon of Aquarius. And Aquarius is really wants, it's a sign, if you're an Aquarian, you know this. It's one of independence, it's one of freedom, it's one of individuality, it's belonging to yourself, not belonging to any crowd or belief system, but just belonging to yourself. And I'm married to an Aquarian, my mother's an Aquarian, my ex-husband was an Aquarian, and I know a lot of Aquarians, they seem to be the water bearers. They're not a water sign, but they tend to be marching to the beat of their own drum. And so we have this quality of shedding skin and awakening to our new skin as part of the wood snake. And then the individuality, the call for individuality and marching to the beat of your own drum in the world of the Aquarius and the new moon in Aquarius. And then, of course, today I was supposed to be in India, and I was supposed to be at what's called the Kumbh Mela. Kumbh Mela. It happens every 12 years. I was there 12 years ago, and it's a time when they say the holy men and women come down from the Himalayas and they meet. And in this case, it's in a place called Allahabad, where all these rivers meet. And there are millions and millions of people that come over I think it's about a 6 week period or maybe 8 weeks, where they come and they bathe in the river Ganges, or Ganges, however you want to pronounce it. Um, and they bathe there as a holy moment. And yesterday was a big bathing day in honor of the goddess Durga. Durga, and I see if I can share my screen with you. Durga is a goddess, in the Hindu tradition, there are many gods and goddesses depicted. They are just flavors, let's say, or individuations of the one God, what they call in Hinduism Brahman. So there's this goddess here, and her name is Durga, and there she is. She has many arms. She has also got the Lotus of Awakening. She's got these weapons that are designed to destroy demons, whether they're internal or external. And she really is probably the strongest female goddess in the Hindu tradition. And today is the day that Navratri, they celebrate the many what would you say, in many versions of Durga. She's Durga, she's Shakti, she's Devi, but what I love about her, and I know some of you know of a woman named Amma. Amma, the hugging saint, is supposed to be the incarnation of Durga. Well, we're all incarnations of God in some way, shape, or form. We all have our own depictions. We see it in our selfies. We may not have 8 arms, but we have many faces depending on who we're hanging out with. And today I'm going to invite you to consider that Durga is in you too. This really strong, independent, wise, good, um, triumphing good over evil, working on behalf of getting rid of illusions. And anyway, this is the woman in India. It's a tiny picture I have on my desk. Her name is Amma. Some people would say that she's the hugging saint, and she is the incarnation of Durga. So when I go to India, I spend time with her. And at the Kumbh Mela today, they're bathing and inviting the strength and courage of Durga into their awareness. So we're going to suggest that we do that in our meditation today too. So today we're going to be meditating, and we're going to be meditating on our internal power, the possibility of transformation and ultimate triumph as we live the life we belong to, not someone else's life, not what other people believe we should be doing. I'm also studying with a man named David White. Some of you know him. He's a poet, and he happened to have he wrote a little email, and I just got it, and I wanted to share with you something that he had written. One of the most beautifully disturbing questions we can ask ourselves is whether a given story we tell about our lives is actually true, and whether and we see in our is actually true, and whether the opinions we repeat to ourselves every day have any foundation, or are things we just repeat to ourselves so that we continue to play our game. It can be quite disorienting to find a story we have relied on is not only not true, it actually never was true. Now, not ever. Not now, not ever. There's another form of obsolescence that can fray at the cocoon we have spun about ourselves. That is, the story was true at one time, and for an extended period, the story was even true and good to us, but now it is no longer true and no longer of any benefit. In fact, our continued retelling of it simply imprisons us. We're used to the prison, however. We've indeed fitted cushions and armchairs and made it comfortable, and we've locked the door from the inside. So David White is suggesting that some stories that we wander around with, our personalities, our belief systems, and I'll put this in the chat here, are not even true. That we walk around with them, we've furnished our interior to support them, and we've locked it up inside. And so today we're going to consider what stories, what belief systems, what mythology we've told ourselves. And when we insist on it being true, we kind of what's the word? We limit our ability to transform. So we've imprisoned ourselves. So Durga, back to Durga again, this beautiful Indian goddess, is believed to unleash her divine wrath against what these stories are that keep us imprisoned and allow for the liberation of who we really are. So I want you to imagine her not as just a warrior goddess, but as a divine mother, a beautiful woman who, as you saw, was riding this tiger. Sometimes it's a lion, but in this case, it's a tiger with the many arms designed to defeat your demons, whether they're interior, whether they're exterior, whether they're stories that you tell yourself that keep you imprisoned and small, whatever they may be. So let's close our eyes and settle into the breath. Maybe giving yourself some deeper breaths through your nose. Allowing yourself to get comfortable where you are as you sit in a dignified posture. And we'll be meditating for about 20 minutes as you now allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm and depth. So today, a day of transformation, this moment, a moment of transformation, the moment where the past meets the future. We're going to honor the presence of the inner warrior, this inner warrior for truth, for clearing away illusions, this inner warrior of strength, this inner warrior that destroys what no longer serves us so we can leave it behind. As you sit here, you can begin to get grounded. Perhaps you feel the solidity of the chair underneath you or the ground beneath your feet. Perhaps you feel the strength of your body, the strength of your breath, the strength of your presence. Sitting in this meditation strong and dignified. You can ask yourself silently, what within me is unshakable? What within me is unshakable? Letting your breath be strong and natural, feeling your body in a dignified, strong posture. Feeling centered in this moment. Inhaling, if you like, the sense of courage. Courage to meet any challenge. Courage to transform. Courage to put your meditation, your consciousness, your expanded awareness first. And if your courage is met with doubt, I invite you to exhale doubt. Doubt is just a thought, where courage is a strong sense, a true feeling. Inhaling courage, exhaling any doubt that arises. Perhaps you feel the warrior energy arising in you, the courageous, brilliant, clear, strong aspect of you right here, right now. And bring to your mind or your awareness whatever you've been struggling against in your inner battlefield. Obstacles that have held you back. Maybe a sense of unworthiness or being unsure. What obstacles have held you back from your inner transformation? Perhaps you don't feel ready, or you're not strong enough. The internal demons of doubt or fear, or not being worthy or loved. Maybe you feel like an imposter, or you judge yourself in some harsh way. But you can imagine Durga, the wise, courageous goddess inside you, ready to meet, ready to meet your fears, ready to work with you in your inner battlefield. She holds a sword in one hand, the blade of clarity, and in the other, she has a conch, this blowing the sound of truth in this big shell. She's ready to cut through an illusion, your illusion, that what you believe about yourself is true. She's going to call you forward with the sound of this conch, calling you forward to who you really are in this inner battlefield. Perhaps you can even hear or imagine this sound of strength. She has a message for you. You are stronger than you know. These obstacles are not real. They are thoughts, mere shadows. Stand here with me and face them. And they will dissolve. They will shed their skin. They will become powerless in the face of your inner wisdom and courage. As you face your inner illusions of doubt and fear, hesitation and judgment, you might begin to see them as illusions, as stories you've been telling yourself and thoughts you've been believing that no longer serve you. They do not belong. Standing tall in the face of all of them, imagine them fading from your awareness. With each inhale, imagine the power and courage filling you. And with each exhale, imagine these falsehoods fading and disappearing. One after another, they lose their strength in the face of your real power. Imagine lifting that sword of clarity and cut through the doubt. Cut through those voices that keep you small. Cut through those stories that diminish your power. Calling upon the strength of that inner warrior. And soon, each of your demons dissolve. Each of these beliefs fade away. And all that's left is you, standing on an empty battlefield. You are free. See, feel, or imagine yourself courageous, strong, transformed. You are the divine one. Your body is strong. Your voice is strong. Your heart is open. And when these voices of doubt, these illusions of fear, these falsehoods of not being good enough try to take you to battle again, face them and they'll dissolve in the light of your own courage. Now you belong to yourself. Now you are becoming yourself. You might want to place your hand over your heart and silently say or whisper to yourself, I am strong. I invite you to say it until you mean it and you feel it. I walk with courage. I honor my truth. Letting no voices of doubt echo in you. I'm going to now introduce a mantra silently. This is a feminine mantra of power and light, divine love and beauty. On the inhale, silently say to yourself the mantra Ma, M-A, divine love. And on the exhale, the mantra is Om, divine light. Ma on the inhale. Om as you exhale. If your hand's on your heart, you can leave it there or allow for it to rest in your lap. Ma, Om. We'll keep repeating this for a little while. I'll keep track of the time. If any thought arises that gives you a feeling of contraction, turn your attention back to the mantra, allowing your body to rest and be strong as you silently repeat it with each breath. Om on the inhale, Om as you exhale. And with your eyes closed, you can stop repeating the mantra and rest here in this field of being, this field of love, this field of power and strength. In this field, you are invincible. In this field, you are boundless. In this field, you are eternal. And as you stand or sit in this field, let no voices of doubt or despair or distraction find an echo in you. And as you turn to face each and every enemy, simply ask yourself, what you're saying isn't true. And who would I be if I didn't believe you? If I didn't believe in despair, if I didn't believe that I wasn't good enough, if I didn't believe I was unworthy, who would I be without that thought? I would be standing in this field, strong and invincible, courageous and clear. Embodying this strength and wisdom is a beautiful practice, one that you can continue to return to, and you can dedicate this practice to your own belonging, your becoming, your strength, and shedding what doesn't serve you now. Before we end this meditation, you can silently say this blessing. May I and all beings be free. May I and all beings overcome their inner battles. May I and all beings awaken to their courage and their strength and to their true nature. As we end the meditation, I invite you to keep your eyes closed. Take in some deeper breaths through your nose. It's always important to take your time coming out of meditation. So I invite you to do that. Deepening your breath or stretching your body into the space around you. Feeling that strength. Inviting your becoming. Inviting this sense of belonging in your personal power. We all have a big adventure ahead of us, and it's nice to be equipped with power and courage and strength and the willingness to face our fears and know that they dissolve in the light of truth. So I invite you to open your eyes when you feel ready to do that. And bowing to your inner divinity, whatever form it's taking, as you. Take a moment to open your eyes when you're ready and acknowledge the divinity, people outside here that seem outside on the screen. Brought Durga back on. May we all be strong and happy. And may we all have the courage to face whatever comes our way, maintaining our inner center point of peace and courage. So thank you for joining me today. Durga is a powerful force. I'm not even sure I'm worthy to talk about her, but I know she's inside me and I think she's inside you too. So thank you. Trying to figure out how to navigate this. Go. Okay. Well, thank you very much for being here. Take your time. I think you're probably in another planet. I might be too. It's always important to move slowly into activity. You're already strong. So now we're just bringing mindfulness into it and awareness. Thanks for being here.